Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and tonight we are unboxing the Cypher Lords and the Splintered Fang from Warcry. Now, I've already had the pleasure of painting up a set of Splintered Fang, and I can tell you that the models go together very nicely, but I haven't actually been able to see the rules themselves for the set that I painted. And I do know that the box set does only come with one set of snakes, and so most people need to actually basically either customize their own or purchase additional sets to get more snakes, because most people end up needing 2 or 3 for their team. So we have our handy full color rulebook, and then going into it, as always, they do a fantastic job highlighting in color exactly where the pieces meet, which pieces were recently added, so that way you know where you're basically how to rotate it and where you're at next for each piece. And then we even have some customization options, like the Venom Blood options. So we have like one with a barbed whip, or one with spear and shield. And then we have one with dueling blades, or one with a blade and barbed whip. So you have some customization there. Now, obviously, if you want to be able to do each of those, you do need to get more than one set, or also get the non-Warcry Splintered Fang box set, which basically comes as twice as many sprues. So we only have a total of 2 sprues, 1 double and 1 single. Now, the detail on the Splintered Fang models is fantastic. I mean, they've taken so much time just to notch out, every little scale on their armor, and it's just bloody fantastic. I absolutely love it. These models were actually some of the first I ever actually painted for Warcry outside of the starter set, and absolutely loved them. An absolute joy to paint. Now, the only one that will actually give you any difficulty when assembling is the leader. Can't remember what he's called. The serpent color. Basically the guy with the coiling snake around him. And then for this, they also had the snake on the same base as him. Now, if I remember correctly, that snake can also be based separately. But they did an absolutely fantastic job. Absolutely love them. I know with mine, I did the dual blade Venom Blood and the barbed whip Venom Blood for those 2 options. And since I actually have 2 sets of sprues for this, I'm planning on doing the spear and shield Venom Blood and the dueling blades. That way I have all of the options already pre-done, ready to go, so that way if I change my lineup, I'm there and good. Now, I have never had the pleasure of actually looking at the sprues directly for the Cypher Lords, so these ones are completely new to me. Alright, and then just as before, the same full color page rulebook, but where the other one only had like 4 pages total of assembly guides, this one we're looking at, looks like 5 total. We do have a couple customization options. For the mirror blade, we have with a glaive or dueling swords, and then the mind bound, we have either a single sword or double bladed sword. personally, I like the look of the glaive option and the double-bladed sword, so those are actually going to be the ones that I'm going to paint and build. And then we have a couple of Mindbound on the back. Definitely very cool. You know, looks like they've got some kind of like ninja star type things. Also some, looks like discs, kind of like Tron discs. Definitely looking forward to getting a chance to paint these guys. Great looking detail. Now, not nearly as much detail as you have on the Splintered Fang, because you know their outfits aren't covered in scales. And it looks like we're also a total of 2 sprues. So we got the one double sprue, and so these models definitely have a lot less detail. Now, based on some of the poses, I think it would be very easy to convert the Cypher Lords into like a Daughters of Cain group. Definitely think that would come out looking pretty badass. And these discs do look very much like Tron discs. Might actually have to paint one of them up in those colors just for fun. But definitely some very cool models here. Definitely looking forward to building them. Can't wait to do that. I do know that the next issue of White Dwarf that I believe comes out next week or the week after will have rules for Cities of Sigmar. So, you know, fans of Empire models and we'll be able to start fielding them in the near future. And so definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully they come out with a box, because I am not a City of Sigmar's player. And don't plan on building an army for them, but for Warcry I definitely want to get enough for a decent warband. Now, last week when we did the unboxing for the Goblin Squig Riders, I can't remember what they're called. Something Gits. But when we unboxed them, you know, we're talking about some of the different model options, and I found that what a majority of people are doing that get that box set that don't traditionally play the goblins, what a lot of them are doing is they're picking up Zarg bag Gits from Warhammer Underworlds and using that to supplement the remaining models. And taking a look at some of the images of it, you pretty much get everything you need, including netters, the ones with the shields, the ones with spears. Pretty much everything that you don't already get in that one box, you get in the Underworlds box. So like getting those 2 boxes together, you have everything you need for a proper Warcry warband. So definitely worth checking out. But that's all we had for tonight. I was originally intending to doing some painting, but I'm rather tired and would rather make sure that I'm more awake for when we do the painting next week, so that way you know, that comes out much more even, looks much better. So that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next week. Good night.